Let's start today's class. So, yesterday I have seen, and day before yesterday also, about Apache Web Server. So, where we can host our applications uh, to handle the traffic, and we can set up SSL certificates. I mean, our own generated as of now, just for practice. So, you have seen all these things. If you remember, day before yesterday when I started Apache, I told there are two web servers which are famous, and which will be used by all the organizations. I mean, all the organizations, I meant to say. So they'll use either Apache or the second one. The second one is called Nginx. Nginx. So that's how the pronunciation is. So Nginx. So this is also a web server, similar to Apache. It does exactly what Apache does. We can set up our websites or applications, and same thing, we can set up our SSL certificates. We can able to access it. Same thing, same port numbers also. Port 80 for HTTP, port 443 for HTTPS. Everything is same except the configuration files. As you know, right? So Apache configuration files are different and Unix are different. So, and obviously the package is different. The name, I mean, so that's obvious. So I have Apache. I mean, I'm telling that both are same. But why I need to use Nginx? I mean, why it is required? Nginx, I mean, comparatively, compared to Apache and Nginx, Nginx is a little lightweight. So it's it's a lightweight service or lightweight web server, let's say. What does that mean? Lightweight is it will be it's like a open source one, and lightweight is we don't need to bother about too much maintenance or much setup and all. So it's comes with pre-built everything. Similarly, Apache also has done the same thing, but say even more easier to use. That's it. That's where we usually call it lightweight. So that's not only the advantage, and that's not only the difference between Apache and Nginx. There is one major advantage. There is something called reverse proxy. Let me open up. Something called reverse proxy. So Nginx will be Nginx is most famous for this reverse proxy. Apache also can do the same thing, whatever this reverse proxy is. I'll explain now. But Nginx is way more better than Apache in terms of reverse proxy. So that's why most people use Nginx. If they require Apache to deploy some applications, they'll use Apache. Both, I mean, nothing. It's not like Apache is not being used by everyone. It's like it's not like that. Everyone uses everything. So because there are only two major things, you have to use any of them. If you requirement is to host websites only, you can go for Apache. If your requirement is to host websites and I need to do a reverse proxy also, then Nginx. Got it? Now, let's see what is this reverse proxy I'm telling. Reverse proxy is a server actually, which will be sit in front of your application. So let me open a diagram. My bad. Yeah, paint. Let's see, where is this? Yeah. Let's say first thing, this is your application. Your app name is test. Test. So now these are users. So what they'll do, they'll access your application, right? Correct? they'll access your application. Blah blah whatever. Don't mind diagram. It's not good. So this is how generally works. We have an application where it's hosted somewhere in Linux or Windows, wherever it is, and user will access it. So it's a direct approach. So user and application is a direct approach, right? But many organizations or every organization think this is not an ideal solution. Why? Because they don't want to expose the application and the infrastructure where it's hosted. So what they'll do is they'll put something called reverse proxy server in front of the main application. Reverse proxy server. So here what happens is the request whatever coming from user will go to reverse proxy, and from reverse proxy to it will go to server. So the end user, whoever is accessing, they don't know about this application where it's running because they are accessing only the reverse proxy server. What reverse proxy will do is it'll when the request comes, let's say when you hit google.com, let's say reverse proxy is there, right? So the request when you open, it will go to reverse proxy. Reverse proxy take it, and from there it will send to the backend, the application wherever we are running it. I mean, this is google.com, let's say user request in google.com. It will come to reverse proxy first if it is there. From here it will go here. But why this extra step is, as I told you, right? They don't want to expose this where it's running to end users. So for security purpose, as well as for performance also. So they'll set up a reverse proxy and they'll do some configuration here to handle the request. I mean, to send the request from reverse proxy to here, and that's it. User will act when you hit google.com or any website. We will hit the reverse proxy, and from reverse proxy, the request will go to application wherever it's running. We'll try it, no problem. So Nginx is most famous for that. Nginx with Nginx, I mean, we can handle the reverse proxy very easily. It's just 3 or 4 lines. That's it. Not really anything. So that much easier it is. So that's why if your requirement is reverse proxy plus, so sorry, 1 minute. So if you want, let's say requirement is you want to host a website as well as reverse proxy, you can go for Nginx. Or let's say if you don't want reverse proxy, just an application, you can go for Apache. Anything. Or let's say you can use both. I'll deploy my applications in Apache and I'll use Nginx for reverse proxy, which is scenario which we'll try now. So yeah, first let's start with Nginx installation and everything. So as I told you, so Nginx and Apache both uses the same port numbers. We can't run two services because Apache is already running. I guess. See, it's running. I need to stop. Or we can do one thing. Apache is using the 80 port, right? I'll change the port to 85, something, anything. Where is the 80 port? Yeah, see here. I'll delete the line. Oh, sorry. I don't have sudo access. Oh, sorry. Apache2.conf. So delete the line. Now 8000. That's it. Now there is another configuration file, right, which we tried yesterday. So 80 here is it. See, 80. I'll remove 80 here. 443 also will be used by Nginx. So let's give it 4443. 4433. I mean. Let's first check the syntax. Just will restart. Okay. Now We'll just try to open it. Yesterday we opened, let's try today also. Bad request, sorry. We have to use HTTPS. That's fine. Proceed. It'll work. So why this is asking HTTPS bad request came something like that? Because this is not the default port. HTTPS expects 443, right? But 4433 is not the default. So obviously it failed. Yeah, that's okay. Now ports are free. I mean, we can install the Nginx. We can run the Nginx. Let's see how to install. Same thing. Install the package name is Nginx. So the package name is same for everyone. CentOS, Ubuntu, whatever it is, it's same. Unlike Apache, it won't change. Let's see, it is installing. It's done. Let's check the status. It's running. See how to access it. Same IP address and 80 port number. Colon 80. Anyway, it's not required to give, but you can give. Simple, just press. See now 80 port number is being used by Nginx because we have removed Apache, right? Remember, we changed the port number for Apache, so that's why. Welcome to this is the default page, so we can change it, no problem. Now let's see some configuration files. Just a minute. Yeah. So you see, Apache configuration will be in Apache 2 or HTTPD if it is centralized. Similar way, slash utc slash nginx. So this is where all the configuration is present. If you observe, all are similar. See, in Apache also same sites enabled, as I told you yesterday, modules enabled, module disabled. So nginx.conf is the main. So you can open it and you can edit there. What is sites available, sites enabled, we can write our own configuration as I showed you yesterday, right? And keep there so that Nginx or Apache can read it. There is another thing called conf.d. Here also you can create your own configuration files for your websites. That is also fine. So for now we'll use the main configuration. So this is the configuration. Okay. Forget about what why all these things. Will go slow way one by one. So now I want to host my own website. I don't want this whatever this default page. I want to say something. So for Nginx, the document route is slash user slash share nginx slash html. This is the path. For Apache, where the place to config path slash etc slash nginx main conf. Yeah, this is the one. Now let's go to this path user share nginx html. Cd slash user share nginx html. This is where the code see index.html. Delete it. This is the default one. Create our own. This is a simple application for engineering. Save it. You don't need to restart. Let's try this. Whether it will work or not. Maybe no. Let's try and restart. Restarting. Yes, done. Let's refresh. Still, it is not taking. Let's see what is there. So now it's not taking. So first, what I'll do is I'll open the main configuration file where it's pointing. Nothing here. There is nothing. So Nginx is not picking up what we have written because if you see there is no, what do you say, there is no line that include this document root. Let's go to sites enabled in Nginx if there is anything. Yep, there is a file called default. Let's see here. If you observe default, it's expecting in var HTML only. It's not expecting in user share Nginx HTML. So it's taking the default var HTML path. I think in var HTML we don't have anything. Let's keep it there instead of changing this. Yeah, see, I just moved the file. Let's refresh. It's working. See, don't worry, I didn't do anything as of now. So I just did. There is a default configuration file for Nginx, and it is expecting the code should be present in here. You can change this by default, no problem. That is also fine. Okay. So now my website is hosted. I want to host multiple websites. Similar thing, just how we did with Apache. Same thing we can able to do. But how? In Apache, as I told you, we have virtual host, right? So in Nginx, we have something called server config. Similar, same thing. Server section, server config, whatever you can say. Let's open here. See, this is the server config. You can remove all these things. It's commented, we don't need it, and it will become useful. So just like so much is there. Let's remove all these things. Yeah. So just like we have virtual config, right? Virtual host in Apache. This is for Nginx. You don't need to change anything. Let's say you want to host another website. First, let's create a career website Nginx. I'll go to website. This is my path. So now simple. I just go to Nginx. You can do the same thing in nginx.conf, which is the main configuration file. But let's not touch it. Why we can't touch it? We can do it. Since it's already there, there is another file. I'm simply using it. Let's say you don't want to use it. Let's say you don't want to use that whatever the default file name in sites enable. We do one thing. We just copy this code, paste it, and what we do, delete this file. Simply delete this file. Now you can use your own main configuration file. Don't need to touch any of these things. Simply go to last. Right? Let's see. Yeah. So you have to. There is something called HTTP section. Correct? Let's remove all these things. I'm just removing the commented things. I don't want to confuse you. Okay. Keep this. Yeah. There is a section called HTTP section, right? So you have to keep the server section within this HTTP section. Just remember that. So I'll just simply paste it. You got it. Now I want another port number, right? Simply paste it one more time. Now change the port number here. Let's say 80, 80, 80, 82 lines. And there is the path of the code. Site colon nginx. I think this is correct. Yeah, that's it. See, server section will be there just like virtual host in Apache. So you write in virtual host what you do, you write whatever thing you need, within the virtual host. Where is the code? Like yesterday we tried SSL certificates also within the virtual host. Similarly, here in Nginx we have server section. This server section, same as virtual host. What is the port number we define? Where is the code? We as of now we didn't define SSL, but we'll do it later. So that's why I have two websites. I define two server sections within the HTTP section. Do remember that. Now I saved it. I want to check the configuration, right? Nginx-T. Similar way Apache to ctl-T. Same thing. Now it's okay. See, syntax is okay. Let's restart. Systemctl restart Nginx. Let's wait. I'm working, so that's why. Just give me- yeah, super. 1 minute. Let me just. So yeah, let's see our thing. So now Nginx is restarted. So okay, let's check it later. So now we have added two port numbers. One is 8080, sorry, 80 default and 8080. or another website. Let's try that. 80, obviously, this will come. Now let's try, sorry, let's try 8080. See, server config test runs. That's our application, right? That's how it is. As simple as that, I mean. No extra thing. If you know a web server, let's say Apache, it's easy to use Nginx because it's the same thing. Exactly same port numbers. The file names are different, but all are same. Now let's say now you want to do SSL for same thing, right? You can do the same. So what to do for SSL? We have our certificates already. Copy these certificates. Don't need to copy actually every time for everything. So you can keep in a common place where anyone can access. So then you can able to do it. So just for testing, I'm just doing it. So open nginx.com. What is the port number? 443, right? Simply copy this section. Copy. Sorry, sir. Paste port number 443. 443 means by default SSL. Now we have to pass our certificates here. Let's see how to pass. Nginx SSL configuration. Just 3 lines. Similar way we tried, right? Same thing. See? Not this. Yeah, these 2 lines we have to add. And listen for further SSL we have to add. That's it. SSL certificate key. Let's go here. So here what we have to do instead of default server SSL. That's it. Now just paste those 2 lines. You have to change your keys. Where your key slash etc slash change slash. I think this is correct, right? Should also same thing we have passed. One is dot key and one is dot crt. These two are required for SSL slash etc slash ng slash. Correct. Yes, correct. Done. Save it. Check the
You have given double slash or no?
double slash.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Good. Thank you. Let's try. Syntax correct. Systemctl restart engine. Even though there is double slash, it will take only single. But yeah, that's good. You observe. Now what we have to do? We have to use 443 port number, correct? See, I think isn't it? Sorry, 4433 it took. My bad, my bad. What is this? Yeah, server configuration. This is where we passed. Correct? This is correct, right? Because if you see in the configuration, sorry, we are passing our website Nginx. SSL also done. Same thing. We just don't need to do anything extra. I mean, okay. Yeah. So that's it. I mean, as simple as that. I mean, you just all you just need to do this. The same thing, whatever we did with Apache. So so far is it? Understandable? Is it okay?
Now Nginx document root slash USR slash share slash Nginx, right? But
Yes.
way it is showing slash.
Maybe in the newer version it is pointing to this one. So
Okay, okay,
even I don't know. Maybe it's pointing to this one. So that's fine. It,
okay,
mostly it will point to USR only. It depends on Nginx version. Okay. It depends on like
okay,
sorry. It depends on our server version as I mean our operating system. Got it?
okay, okay.
Yeah. Integration. Yeah. Yeah. So any doubts of others?
No. Now one more doubt. Can we say this reverse proxy as a load balancer?
No, we can't say those are different.
Okay, okay,
Reverse proxy just forwards the request. Load balancer handles the load between multiple traffic. Nginx can also work as load balancer, but mostly we don't use because people use cloud load balancers nowadays. So yeah, let's see the reverse proxy, how it works. See, this is our Apache application. Let me first let me write meaningful names so it'll be easy. SSL, where is it? OPT data. Okay. So this is my application now. So now I want to use Nginx as a reverse proxy to this application. Okay, clear, right? I'll be using Nginx as a reverse proxy to this one. Let's see. Let's see how to do it. I mean how this works. What we have to do? Go to Nginx first. So Apache, our backend, our application is ready. So now we have to reverse proxy the application through Nginx. Let's go to Nginx. Sorry, nginx.conf. Open another section. Simple. Sorry, wait. Let me just copy this. Open another section. Yes. Now change the port number. Maybe not 443. Maybe something called 81. Let's remove this. Now I don't need any of this. All I want is one line. Proxy pass. Sorry, spelling wrong. My bad. Sorry. I forgot. So I have to give location. If someone access, so let me write it first. That's it. Only these three lines you need for the reverse proxy. Why only three? What does that mean? You're defining the location. Location means slash. What does that mean is if someone access this Nginx with 81 port, pass the request to this one, to this URL. What is this URL? Because in this server, in this port number, there is an application running with Apache. That's why I gave localhost. Let's say you have a domain name, google.com something. Yeah, google.com something. You can give google.com here by removing this. But for now, our use case is from Nginx, you should forward the request to Apache. That is why I'm defined the this one, the localhost 443. Why I gave localhost is Nginx and Apache are running in same machine, right? So you don't need to give the IP and all. Localhost is fine because they are in the same machine. They can able to route the traffic based on the port number. Let's say, let's see the configuration if it is correct or not. The syntax is okay. Let's restart. Sorry, what I did. Restart is done. Now access with 81 port number. There is, yeah, 81 port number. Sorry, it should forward the request to the Apache where that is running. See, this is what the Apache is there. Right? This is my SSL application and Apache server, but not secure because we haven't added SSL certificates. We can add that. That's it. Only one line for reverse proxy. That's it. Only one line, and it will be handled. Got it right? Is this clear?
Okay.
Any doubts so far?
No.
Others, any doubts? This is
No.
about Nginx. So Nginx is very easy if you observe. Apache we took 2 days, but it's very simple because one thing is if you know one web server, so it will be easy to handle this another one, easy to use also. Another thing is it's pretty straightforward. I mean there is no backend configuration, there's no extra things that we need to do in the backend. So that's it about Nginx. So any doubts so far in Nginx Apache or anything, any other Linux topic also? Because there isn't one topic pending that will be finished maybe by Friday or Saturday. Tomorrow there won't be any class. There will be class on Friday and Saturday if required. So any doubts so far? If you can't ask, ping in group or ping person. I will reply late, but I'll reply for sure. Okay. Yeah. So
Another
that's it. Yeah. Tell me.
reverse proxy work is main taking the request from client and forwarding to target and
That's it.
giving response. That's it. Or
That's it.
okay.
That's the only thing. Yeah. Reverse proxy just accepts the
Okay.
request, sends to the server in the backend wherever our application is running, and return
Okay.
it back the same way. That's it.
Okay.
It
Okay.
doesn't do one thing extra. Got it right?
Okay. Ah, yes, son.
Okay. Okay. Any other doubts? Any other?
Yeah, yes, I have a doubt. Is it
Yeah. Yeah.
possible to run Nginx on alone server? Suppose I have set up my application on different servers.
Yeah. That's the major thing. I mean, for just
Okay.
for testing, I did in a single server. So usually they won't be in a single server. Your application will be in maybe 100 servers or 10 servers, let's say. Your Nginx will be in a different server, and they'll do the same proxy pass whatever we did. Let me open. So what they do is in the proxy pass, they'll use the IP address or host name of that one. So the request will come to this server first, wherever the reverse proxy is. From there to those servers, it will go to those servers. That's so usually. So
Okay.
we can do it, no problem.
Yeah, and the second doubt is inside the HTTP object we mentioned the servers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All
Yeah,
the server details. will it be maintained in a separate file? Suppose if it is, as you said, we might have 10 server or 100 servers.
Yeah.
So every time I come to this main core config file, I
Mm.
can maintain this server details in the separate file where I can read
Yeah,
from that
absolutely. Let's
file.
say you don't want to disturb the server file, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you have a new requirement. Let me copy the code. Sorry. Let's say I'll copy this. Let's say you got a new requirement. As you already know, there is something called the sites enabled. Sites enabled, right? You can come here, create maybe test2.conf. Sorry. Just simply paste the server configuration. That's it. It's done. Let's say I'll change the port number just for testing. Maybe 82. 82. Let's try. I'll save it. Nginx.conf. See syntax okay. Restart. Restart. Let's try with 82. See? Okay. You don't need to keep everything in a nginx.conf file. I mean the main file. So what generally organizations will do is they'll create separate files, individual files in sites enabled, and they'll keep server sections there. You don't need to mention here. Got it? You don't need to mention everything in a single file. It's not required. Even this reverse proxy section, you can create simply a separate file .conf and just paste there. That's it. That is also fine, absolutely. There is no issue. Because if you write here, the lines will get too big, the file will get huge, so it will be difficult for you to troubleshoot even issues. So it's better to maintain separate files. Okay. Any other doubts?
Anna, here we have forwarding our request to one server. Let's say we have 100 servers and same application is running in 100 servers. Then how it will
That's when we do
redirect the request?
load balancing. So
Okay, okay.
let me tell. I sorry, I forgot to tell. Nginx load balancer. That is also very simple. Uh, Maybe this one. So we define all 100 servers in a section. We'll give some name to the servers, and then we use it. Yeah, come on. What happened now? Yeah, this one. There is something called upstream. Blah blah blah. This already you all seen everything. Yeah, see, there is some section called upstream section like this. So let's me just copy this in HTTP section only. Maybe go to top. Like this will mention server. What is the IP address of server? Mm, let's say 10 dot something, 10 dot 10 dot something, whatever it is. For now, we'll give localhost. Like this, you can define 100 servers. Upstream is the section. The backend is the name of the section. Now, what you do is you have to reverse proxy for all these hundreds, right? There is this here. Yes. Simply, what you do, remove this. What is the name of the upstream we gave? Yes, okay. That's it. Done. So now what happens? Reverse proxy to this backend. And in backend, how many servers are there? Three, right?
Hmm.
So it will load balance these three servers. Load balance the traffic in these servers. Got it?
Okay.
So if you ask me what is load balancer is let's say a device, let's say, to handle the traffic. Let's say I have five servers. Let's say one server. Let's start with one server, and you're getting too much traffic. Your server can't handle it. Now you created two servers. But how to access it? I mean, how to access the two servers? So that we'll create something called load balancer in front of these two servers. So what happens is that load balancer will take the request and forward the request to those two servers one at a time. Well, let's say three servers are there. The request comes, it will forward the request to this server. If second request comes, it will forward to this. The third request comes, it will forward to this. The fourth comes, it will come back from first again. So it will forward requests like this one by one. This method is called round robin method. Round robin. Every load balancer uses the same approach. Every in cloud or on-prem or something. So this load balancing will sit in front of the servers to handle the incoming load. Got it? That's what is load balancer, and that's this is how we define load balancing section, and we pass the request. We define upstream section. We give some name here. It's not just backend. You can give anything, whatever you want. And the same name you will use in the reverse proxy configuration. So what happens now? Nginx acts as a reverse proxy and it will forward the request to this backend. In this backend, we have three servers which will route the traffic one after the other. Got it? So
Yes, sir.
that is how it's working. Clear, right?
What about the port?
Port you can give simply. Let's say, okay, I didn't give the port. Okay, let's go here. Okay, let's say here. What is the port number for us? 4433. That's it. Let's say 80 something. See like this. Same application running in this port in this port. Same application running in this port in different server. It can be anything. See like this you can define. That's it. Is it okay?
Yeah.
I don't hear that as a confidence. Can I come again? I don't think you're saying that okay confidently. Any doubt? Any doubt is there?
No,
Sorry? I can't hear you. Uh, so is it clear now then?
Yes, sir. No?
Others? Any doubts? Is it okay?
It's clear, bro.
Okay then. So yeah. So that's about Nginx. So there won't be a class tomorrow. We'll continue on Friday. Sorry, Thursday. Sorry, tomorrow Thursday. Yeah, Friday. Mostly we'll close Linux by Friday. If not, we'll continue on Saturday. No problem. Okay. All right then. Bye. Bye all.